Hey YouTube, James Baker here, and I'm back. Finally, someone's showing up for the free Zoom call. We have a good call today. A guy's calling in from somewhere in the world. He runs a YouTube channel, and he's having money withheld from his YouTube channel. So in this video, we're basically going to discuss different options available for people who are getting YouTube payments, getting withholdings from their YouTube payment. I'll give a better title for the video, but let's just get to the video. Thanks for being here. Thank you for scheduling the call with me today. Let me see if I have the right information here. I have no name. What's your name first? Because I have no names even in the meeting.
Reagal Star.
Regal Star. Okay, nice to meet you, Regal Star. Thanks for setting up the call. Tell me a little bit about what you have going on. Where are you at? What's your project? What questions do you have?
Right. So I think I've put it into the description a little bit. The call is, or why we're trying to seek some counsel, is because of a YouTube channel that we're running at the moment. Mm-hmm. And it is pertaining to the withholding tax for non-resident aliens. And essentially the rate of the withholding tax, I would like to get a bit more clarity about what it is. And if there is a way to avoid it, if possible, obviously in legal ways, and because essentially what we are doing at the moment is creating content for YouTube, where the primary source of income is the YouTube AdSense revenue, where we as a creator, we take 45% or 55% of the total. YouTube takes 45%, and now on the remaining, on the cut that we get, there is this withholding tax, and it comes up to 20% if I'm not mistaken. So what we would like to get more clarity is what it is and potentially how to avoid it, because I've seen that certain residents from certain countries have some sort of their governments have some sort of agreements with the U.S. IRS to avoid these charges.
Yeah,
and so
tax
we'd like to get
Okay,
exactly.
So really the question is how to, manage or remove withholding on YouTube revenues, basically, so.
Because also I think they started to classify the AdSense revenue as royalties since 2021. Yeah. So this is fairly recent to my knowledge. So I just wanted to, get a bit more of a, professional counsel on this.
Yeah, sure. So they classify YouTube AdSense revenues as royalties, and they withhold based on where your audience is. So they withhold the 20% only on the U.S.-based audience, and for your audience in other countries, it wouldn't be subject to withholding. I mean, at least from YouTube, because YouTube is Google, it's a U.S. company, and they withhold like that for when they're paying foreign people based on the U.S. audience. Or offshore companies. So there are ways to minimize this. Sure, tax treaties are one way. If you show into Google that you have a tax treaty, you can reduce the withholding based on the country. One notable country, I believe Cyprus corporations have a 0% rate of withholding on royalties paid from U.S. companies. Only, if it's a related party, at least. If it's not related, it might be reduced to 15%. It's case by case, and it does require some research. Another thing that I've advised clients to do in the past is to open a Multimember LLC, and that would be classified as a U.S. person, and you can get around the withholding at the source, and then you receive it in your U.S. bank account, and you can manage it and spend it however you want from that U.S. company. So that's one way to do it, and then the other way is to use a U.S. corporation. It's a little more complicated, but it's also, again, not subject to withholding taxes. There's different things you'd have to manage on the back end to make sure that you're not paying even more in income taxes. But the Multimember LLC is probably my favorite option. It's probably the best option. It's the most flexible option, and it will allow you to, receive those royalties if you set it up right with YouTube without any withholding.
Right, and multi-member LLCs, are they disregarded entities still, or they're actual considered somewhat like a corporation?
It's a pass-through entity still, so it doesn't pay taxes. There are some requirements to potentially withhold taxes based on U.S. source income. That's where it's a bit of a gray area, and we can manage it. You can manage at your end and determine how much you want to withhold. Because technically, yeah, it's still U.S. royalties that you're getting. It would be passed on to you, and the partnership should withhold based on your portion of the profits of those U.S. source income. It's a little bit harder to be challenged, like I think the risks of the government, like the IRS coming after you, extremely, extremely low. And also you can organize it in a different way. For example, I have certain clients that use a corporation and they receive, let's say $1 million of AdSense revenue. And then they pay out $950,000 of management fees, professional fees, other fees to a different single member LLC. And from that, they don't have to pay any taxes because there's no income in the corporation. So there's different ways to manage it on a case-by-case basis. And, kind of the answer is that, yes, you can get away with not paying the withholding taxes or income taxes if you organize it the right way.
Understood. Well, I think that the way the kind of YouTube organizes it is they kind of take the withholding tax even before they send the disbursements of the AdSense revenue. Now, yeah. What is actually withholding tax? What kind of tax is it, or how does that
It's income tax. It's withholding of income taxes.
Okay.
It's because the idea is that it's U.S. source. It's FDAP income, technically, FDAP, fixed determinable annual or periodic. There's certain categories of income like dividends, interest, royalties, which when paid to foreign people are required to be withheld at source to ensure that taxes are paid on it. Because if they didn't withhold, you would never pay taxes on it. You're a foreign, offshore company, a foreign company, and why would you pay taxes on this royalty income? So that's how the IRS ensures that some taxes are paid on this FDAP income. So that's why, that's just how it works.
Understood. Yeah, because I've seen certain companies setting up their like a company for their YouTube channels to be set up in Hong Kong jurisdiction. I wanted to kind of like.
I've seen that too. I don't really understand necessarily why. I don't know if there's like because I have a client who did that, who set up, he has a Hong Kong, a couple of clients, Hong Kong companies, but specifically this guy's a big YouTuber. He probably makes more on Facebook ad revenue, but he has a Hong Kong company, and he also has that as I think that's either a 99% owner of the LLC, and he's a 1% owner, so it makes it a multi-member LLC. And that's how he manages. He still gets paid to the LLC, though.
Understood. So it's a multi-member LLC in the U.S., and then he gets channeled to his Hong Kong corporation.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can always just leave the money in the U.S. company or send it to a different account. Many clients also will manage multiple companies, so they'll have a multi-member LLC and a single-member LLC, and from there they they move the money between them, and they justify it with like management fees or whatever they want to call it, because obviously you're doing the work to grow the channel. It's not all, and then you're separating it from what's royalty income to what's the net income of that venture.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem comes to that actually is the YouTube itself that classifies it as a royalty, and they do obviously these kind of questionnaire once you essentially sign up for monetization of the YouTube content. They you need to fill out a certain questionnaire based on which they put you in the specific category. It's like, okay, you're subject to 20% withholding tax, or you're depending on what you click on in the questionnaire. That's how they kind of put you in a different category, and then
it's based on your residency. It's based on your residency. They started considering the AdSense payments as royalties, but really you're putting content up there, they're holding it, and they're paying you commissions based on the content that you have. That's by kind of definition what a royalty is, and then so that's why they're doing it that way. But yeah, it doesn't matter how you fill out the form. If you're still a U.S. non-resident company, and a multi-member LLC counts as a U.S. tax resident. If you're a U.S. tax non-resident, then they're going to withhold the taxes for you.
Yeah.
And usually it's higher. I thought it was 30%. They might have just decided to withhold less, but the base rate is 30%.
That's not good news.
Yeah.
Understood. So multi-member LLC, and then potentially single member LLCs underneath it to minimize
Well,
that.
not underneath it, but on the side, like you would own multiple companies.
Right.
Maybe own one single member LLC that you use to like stash away your profits, and then you have a multi-member LLC that you use for operations. That could be owned by either 50-50 you and someone else, or by two different companies. You know, the more complicated you have it, it's just going to be a little harder to open bank accounts, but it might keep you more protected based on your home jurisdiction where you're paying taxes locally. So there's always multiple considerations, the U.S. part and then the local part where you're living and where you're doing your work from.
Understood. And from my understanding, so you do work with YouTubers as your clients as well.
Of course. Yeah, I work with it's really broken into three groups. You know, we have the e-com people, we have experts who are doing courses or some kind of content creation or some kind of information selling, which is, basically what YouTubers are. And then experts like service providers, like people who are doing services for people. So it's really those kind of people, all remote digital people who are outside the U.S. is generally who I'm working with.
Understood. Perfect. So if we did have some follow-up questions, I can just contact you on your email.
Sure. Send me an email. I'm happy to help you guys, work with you. We have a different flexible options. I'm sure we could be an asset to your venture. And apart from just making sure you have this stuff set up right, potentially, if you like what I do a lot is connect people in different spaces, because I have a lot of different clients and connections in these spaces. So whenever it makes sense for both parties, I make a lot of introductions and things like that as well too. So yeah,
Excellent.
Send me an email. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, James. Really appreciate it. And you'll most likely hear from us very soon.
Thanks for scheduling the free call. So many people schedule these Zoom calls and don't show up. And I'm so happy you showed up. It's great to, I was like, oh, this guy's not going to show up. And then he's here waiting for me.
I was in the middle of writing you an email.
Yeah, it's all the calls go late. So like I have, we're at 9:20. So if we go, well, at least where I am, if we go, usually the call goes like 5 or 6 minutes over. You just kept it concise, and you can contact me with more questions. So no, appreciate it. Really nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you too, James. Talk soon. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Okay, so that was a great call. My guy here has this YouTube channel. He's growing it. He doesn't want to pay these royalties, or he doesn't want to have the royalties withheld from his payments. And I understand it. And there's a solution for that. The thing is, there's always a solution. And if you're facing similar problems, similar pushbacks, let us know. Happy to help you with this. And happy to work with you to make sure you have the right structure set up. You have access to your money, and you can spend it and use it wherever you want, because it's your money. Okay, so thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, and comment if you have a question. Schedule a call if you want to talk, and I will see you on the next call. Thank you very much.